Support local. Meet the people that are driving the businesses that are supporting our local economy. These are the businesses you want to work with. Your lens into Calgary's thriving business scene.
Stacy Walton, welcome to the Local Lens. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm pretty excited to hear about your company. You are, of course, the co-owner of 24/7 Electric. Tell me about 24/7 Electric. When did you guys get started? What's your story?
Well, we were a full-service electrical company that had started in 2008, and in 2014, we sold off our commercial division and rebranded to strictly residential service. There's a big gap in our industry, I think in the trade industry in general, where there is not a service trade that specifically specializes in the residential service for electrical, plumbing. They do for plumbing and furnace cleaning and items like that. But often in the electrical trade, most electricians will branch out, right? They have industrial, commercial, they'll do new builds. Specializing just in residential service allows us to really just focus on the customer, the client, build relationships, be available, really understand what you need within your home, and specialize our electricians in that field so that they can be there quickly, diagnose quickly, get you back up and running quickly, and offer solutions you might need for convenience or safety. So going into that direction now, we've been since 2014, so 10 years, and it's been very successful for us, and we're very proud of our little boutique size company.
I love that. I think I've experienced exactly what you're talking about, right? I've hired an electrician, and then they come, and then they go, or they're delayed, and they're like, oh, I'm working this giant job. I'm doing a commercial building or whatever. So like all their attention is over at the big commercial or industrial project, right? And then you just need your whatever wired in your basement, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then you're not getting that same service, right? You're put on the back burner generally. I won't speak. There are lots of very, very good electrical companies in the city that service and service well the residential side. That has been happening more in the last 5 years. But when we started, it definitely wasn't something that was focused on.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen a shift in that market? Obviously, in 2008, you saw this sort of niche, and you're like, let's really service the people. We really want to make people feel comfortable and happy in their homes. Have you seen an uptick in that particular market in the last, I guess, 10, 12 years?
Well, I think we see a shift and an ebb and flow in electrical companies starting up and with one-man shows, and as long as they're qualified and certified and they're offering ethical service to the homeowner, we're very happy to have that type of competition, and make sure that everybody's being serviced properly. However, that isn't necessarily always the case. You have individuals who, out of necessity, will open up companies and go after low-hanging fruit, which are people who are looking for things that are to be serviced. So they're looking on Kijiji or Facebook, and they're not necessarily getting a fully qualified electrical individual. And so it can cause issues in the industry where people are not trusting of who they're having in their home. And so we compete against that when there is an uptick of people trying to get into service-based business, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. It isn't, right? And so it does make it a little more challenging for us who are in this specific industry on a regular basis to maintain that level of quality and ethical service to our customer base. So there is an uptick, and then there's a downtick, and then there's an uptick, so there's always this constant revolving challenge we have in that.
Okay. So you guys are all about service, which is all about the experience. So if I'm a consumer, I'm looking for an electrical something or other, and I call you guys up, what's the experience look like when I engage with 24/7?
Yeah, for sure. So we are very, I've mentioned the word ethical twice. We are one of the only companies in Alberta to hold 2 business ethics awards. And it's really important to us that is maintained throughout the entire process of somebody choosing 24/7 Electric to be their provider. So when you call, you're going to get our CSR. She's going to take your information. She's going to try and assist you as best she can. There are some low-level things that are very safe for a homeowner to take care of. And so we do try to diagnose that for them. So something as simple as maybe their GFCI needs to be reset. Not everybody's familiar with their electrical system. So we'll try to diagnose some smaller items over the phone directly, and she's trained for that. But anything kind of outside of that realm, she's going to schedule a guaranteed appointment time with one of our technicians. We work Monday to Friday. We offer 2 appointment times from 8 to 9 a.m. arrival or 12 to 2 p.m. arrival. And then we also offer after hours emergency services for that, like for times when that happens, and especially in the winter, if power goes out, heat can be a big problem. Once you've got your appointment, when the technician, on the day of your appointment, you'll have the technician send you a notification about 30 minutes prior to their arrival. And when they arrive, they're going to discuss with you what the problem may be and give you some options, as well as an upfront guaranteed price. Transparency is very important to us. And so once they have done that, as long as you're comfortable, they come fully equipped to do probably 95% of the problems that we face in the residential service industry. They can take care of that right there. So as long as you'd like them to move forward, we can get that taken care of in the same visit.
Well, fantastic. I love the idea that you can diagnose over the phone, right? Because last thing you want is someone to come all the way there and then there's a minimum charge and then they just push the reset button or something, right?
Oh my gosh, right? It's just something that is, and some people are not comfortable with it. They aren't comfortable touching electrical. There's a lot of myths around electrical. And so education before profit is our number one value. And so talking to someone over the phone and reassuring them that resetting their breaker is not going to electrocute them, pushing that test reset button on that GFCI is not going to hurt them, can be challenging sometimes. And so sometimes people are quite happy to just pay to have someone come out and look at it.
Right. Just, I don't want to deal with it. Make this go away. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. I love the idea of education first, right? You're really making your customers feel safe and cared for, and that's pretty fantastic. So what's new and exciting for 2025, looking into next year?
So we've branched out into the American market, and we're opening in Phoenix. Our big goals over the next 3 years are expansion and growth. And so we are hoping to move into Edmonton, Saskatoon. We're in Phoenix, Las Vegas. These are kind of our bigger plans. Canada, of course, being our primary base. However, the opportunity came up to open in Phoenix. We service quite a few snowbirds here, and so it made kind of just sense. I mean, we all love warm weather, so moving to Phoenix kind of made sense. We already have a customer base there from people that we service here in Calgary. And so moving there, allowed us to expand as well as to continue servicing people who already know who we are. So expansion is our big plan for the next few years.
Amazing. Well, I'm certainly excited to see what happens with you guys. Well, thanks so much for your time, Stacey. Really appreciate it. And thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys having me. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us on The Local Lens. Stay connected with Calgary's inspiring businesses and keep supporting the heart of our local economy. Your lens into Calgary's thriving business scene.